As the seasons change, it's often the smallest details that make your home feel refreshed and ready for spring. In today's video, I'm sharing a simple idea that can bring color and beauty into every space. Fresh flowers, thoughtfully placed throughout your home. We'll go room by room, exploring 14 easy ways to style flowers in everyday spaces, from your entryway and kitchen to your bedroom, hallway, and even your outdoor entry. These aren't elaborate arrangements or complicated projects, just simple, approachable ideas that add a sense of brightness to the spaces you use every day. If you've been looking for a way to refresh your home for spring, this is a beautiful place to begin. Let's get started. The entryway is a natural place to introduce soft layers of spring color to brighten the space and create a lovely first impression. For this area, consider a medium-sized arrangement, something that sits nicely on a console table without taking up too much space. A soft mix of yellow and white flowers works beautifully here. Yellow adds warmth and brightness, while white keeps everything looking clean and simple. A mix of a few different flowers like tulips, ranunculus, spray roses, and daffodils, and a bit of greenery gives it a natural, relaxed shape. Try not to pack it too tightly. Letting the stems move a little makes the arrangement look more effortless and inviting. For something a little different, use a ceramic pitcher or a stoneware jug instead of a traditional vase. It adds just enough character without drawing too much attention away from the flowers. It's a simple way to welcome spring right as you walk in the door. The kitchen is a lovely place to bring in fresh spring color, especially where natural light can highlight a simple bouquet. For this space, consider a smaller arrangement, something that can sit near a sink, windowsill, or corner of the counter without getting in the way. A soft palette of white and green works especially well here. It keeps the space looking fresh and clean while still adding a bit of brightness. A mix of flowers like daisies, tulips, chamomile, or even a few sprigs of herbs like rosemary or mint creates a light, garden-inspired look. Keep the arrangement loose and slightly airy so it doesn't feel heavy or formal in a space that's used throughout the day. For something a bit different, use a painted glass jar as the vase. It keeps the look light and practical, and it fits naturally into a kitchen setting. It's a small detail, but one that brings a fresh, natural touch into the heart of the home. The dining table is a natural place to layer in spring color, adding a soft focal point that can be enjoyed throughout the day. For this space, consider a low, medium-sized arrangement, something that sits comfortably in the center without blocking the view across the table. A gentle mix of blush, soft peach, and white creates a warm, welcoming palette that works beautifully for both everyday meals and more special gatherings. A combination of flowers such as garden roses, spray roses, ranunculus, and a touch of eucalyptus gives the arrangement a full yet relaxed shape. A shallow-footed compote bowl works well for this type of arrangement. It naturally encourages a lower arrangement and adds a subtle, classic detail to the table. It's a simple way to bring a bit of spring to the table without ever getting in the way. The living room is a natural place to bring in spring color, adding a soft layer of interest to the spaces where you spend the most time. For this area, consider a medium-sized arrangement, something that can sit on a coffee table or side table without taking over the surface. A palette of soft blue, white, and green works beautifully here. Blue adds a sense of calm and steadiness, while white keeps the arrangement looking fresh and balanced. A mix of flowers like hydrangea, lisianthus, delphinium, and a touch of greenery creates a full, gently layered arrangement. Keep the stems slightly open and relaxed, allowing the different shapes and tones to stand out without looking too arranged. For a unique vessel, try using a rounded glass bowl vase. It adds a simple, collected look and works especially well with a slightly fuller arrangement. It's such a pretty way to bring a bit of spring into the living room, adding color and softness to the space you see every day. The bedroom is a lovely place to bring in softer spring colors, adding a gentle layer of beauty to a more personal space. A smaller arrangement works best here, something that can sit comfortably on a nightstand or dresser without taking up too much room. A palette of soft lavender, blush, and white works especially well here. These tones have a romantic quality to them and are often associated with rest and relaxation, helping to create a more peaceful setting. You can mix flowers like roses, ranunculus, sweet peas, and a few sprigs of lavender to give the arrangement a light, delicate shape. Keep the stems slightly open and not too full, so the arrangement stays simple and easy to care for. For a unique vessel, try using a small ribbed glass vase. It subtly catches the light and adds just a bit of texture without feeling too decorative. It's a simple addition, but one that brings a soft touch of springtime romance into the bedroom. The bathroom is a great place to introduce a touch of spring, bringing in a clean and polished look. For this space, instead of a cut arrangement, consider using an orchid plant in a pot. It's simple, structured, and perfectly suited to a bathroom setting. Variegated orchids are stunning and perfect for this space. Look for blooms with soft variations, white with blush, pale lavender, or even gentle green accents. These subtle shifts in color add interest while still keeping the overall palette cohesive. Orchids have a naturally elegant shape, and when kept minimal, they create a refined look in any space. Choose a compact ceramic pot in a soft neutral tone, like matte white, pale stone, or light warm gray. This keeps the focus on the plant while still adding a classic detail to the space. Placed on a countertop or a small tray, it becomes a simple but elegant way to bring a fresh touch of spring into the bathroom. The laundry room is often one of the most overlooked spaces in the home, but it's a wonderful place to add a simple touch of spring. For this area, it's best to keep things fresh and practical, choosing something that fits easily into your everyday routine. A brighter palette works beautifully here. Crisp whites paired with fresh greens, and a mix of uplifting colors can bring a sense of lightness and energy to the space. Gerbera daisies are a lovely choice for this room. Their clean shape and open faces add a cheerful, welcoming detail, especially when you use a mix of colors like pink, coral, yellow, and white. Keep the arrangement relaxed and slightly open, allowing each bloom to stand out on its own. A clear jug or a simple enamel pitcher ties in naturally with the room's function while still looking stylish. Set the arrangement near a window, on a folding counter, or beside the sink, somewhere it can brighten a daily task. It's a simple addition, but it brings a fresh, cheerful touch of spring into the laundry room. In a home office, even a small touch of spring can make the space feel more focused and refreshed. This is a good place for a simple, uncluttered arrangement, something that sits off to the side of your desk or on a nearby shelf where it adds interest without becoming a distraction. A palette of soft greens, whites, and gentle blues works especially well here. These colors tend to create a sense of clarity and calm, which is helpful in a space where you're concentrating. Try combining flowers like blue delphinium, white tulips, and a few stems of hellebore or scabiosa. The mix gives you a variety of shapes without feeling too full or heavy. Instead of arranging everything tightly, let the stems fall into place more naturally, with a bit of space between each bloom so the overall look stays light and easy. A simple ceramic vase works beautifully here, keeping the look clean and consistent with the rest of the room. Placed nearby, it adds a bit of color and softness, while still keeping the space clear and organized. The guest room is a thoughtful place to add a touch of spring, creating a welcoming space for your friends and family. For this room, a small arrangement is perfect, something that can sit on a nightstand or dresser without taking up too much space. A palette of soft pink, white, and fresh green works beautifully here. These colors have a gentle, welcoming quality that helps the room feel comfortable and inviting. You might combine flowers like tulips, alstroemeria, and a few stems of snapdragons or wax flowers. The mix adds a bit of variety while still keeping the arrangement light and easy. Keep the shape simple and slightly gathered, with just enough structure so that it's neat but not formal. A small glass vase or a soft-toned ceramic vase works well in this space. adding a simple finishing detail that doesn't compete with the rest of the room. Placed near the bed or where your guests will notice it, it's a small gesture that makes the space more personal. It's a simple way to welcome someone in with a quiet touch of spring. The living room is where so many of life's everyday moments happen: quiet mornings, conversations with family, and time spent with friends. Adding flowers to the coffee table is a simple way to enhance those moments, bringing a layer of color and beauty right into the center of the space. Here you can go with an arrangement that has a bit more presence, something that naturally draws the eye without taking over the table. A palette of soft peach, coral, and white works beautifully. These colors add warmth and brightness, creating a setting that feels welcoming and comfortable. You might combine flowers like garden roses, tulips, and dahlias, with a few lighter stems mixed in to soften the overall shape. Let the arrangement open up slightly, allowing the flowers to move in a more natural way, so it looks relaxed rather than overly styled. A low, rounded vase keeps everything grounded and easy to enjoy from every angle, whether you're seated or moving through the room. Placed within reach, it becomes part of the experience, something that quietly adds to the time spent together. Your bedside table is one of the most personal spaces in your home. It's the last thing you see at night and the first thing you reach for in the morning. A simple arrangement of fresh spring flowers on your nightstand adds a quiet sense of care to this space. Soft blooms like tulips, hellebore, or a few delicate stems in a small vase bring just enough life without overwhelming the surface. This is also a lovely place to be intentional with materials. A ceramic or glass vase with a bit of weight feels steady and reliable. If you like a layered look, you might place the arrangement on a small tray with a candle or a dish for jewelry, creating a composed and thoughtful vignette. It's a small detail, but one that brings a sense of quiet beauty to a very personal part of your home, supporting rest, comfort, and a gentle start to each new day. Your front porch or entry is the first impression of your home. It sets the tone, offering a genuine welcome before anyone even steps inside. A simple grouping of potted pansies, violas, and trailing ivy can bring this space to life. Soft purples and cheerful yellows layered with fresh green create a balanced mix of color that's classic and seasonal without being overwhelming. You might place a few pots near the door or cluster them beside a bench or step, keeping the arrangement low and easy to move. Choosing sturdy, well-sized planters helps everything feel grounded and secure, especially in areas that see regular foot traffic. As natural light shifts throughout the day, those colors become more vibrant, offering a moment of beauty each time you arrive or leave. It's a pretty detail, and one that brings a sense of care to your home's entrance, creating a warm and thoughtful welcome every single day. Your hallway is a space you move through every day, and adding fresh flowers here is a simple way to bring freshness and color into your home. A small arrangement of spring blooms in clear, cheerful colors can completely lift this space. Think crisp white and soft blush anemones with their dark centers, paired with sunny yellow or white daffodils and a few fresh green stems of viburnum. The contrast of the anemones adds structure, while the softer colors keep the overall look light and inviting. Keeping the arrangement simple works best here. A single vase with a modest grouping of flowers is enough to add color without interrupting the flow of the space. Placing it where it's easy to see, but not in the way, creates the perfect focal point for a busy hallway. As you move through your home, these flowers offer a small but noticeable touch of color, adding a bright and welcoming presence to a space that's often overlooked. Your dining table is where so many meaningful moments take place. It's where meals are shared, conversations unfold, and time is set aside to be together, making it one of the most important spaces in your home. A soft spring centerpiece can gently enhance this space, adding color in a way that's beautiful and calm. A mixed arrangement of pale pink roses, white and light lavender tulips, and delicate baby's breath creates a balanced combination of shape and softness. The colors work together quietly: blush pink, crisp white, and soft lavender, bringing a light and graceful presence to the table. Keeping the arrangement low and slightly rounded allows it to sit comfortably at the center, leaving plenty of room for place settings and easy conversation across the table. This kind of centerpiece doesn't need to be elaborate. It's the simplicity and gentle mix of flowers that make it so effective, adding beauty without taking away from the purpose of the space. It's a simple addition, but one that brings elegance and warmth to the table, making everyday moments feel just a little more special. I'm so glad you joined me for this Spring Flowers in Every Room series. Walking into a room with fresh flowers has a way of lifting your mood and adding a sense of calm and happiness to your day. Even a small arrangement can make a noticeable difference. I hope these ideas have inspired you to bring fresh flowers into your home in simple, thoughtful ways. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more simple decorating ideas to help you create a home you love. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.